Well, hi everyone, and welcome to another podcast by The Real CD Show. My name is Chamberlain Burke,
And I'm Devlin Burke.
and we'd like to talk to you about the most fantastic concert that we saw the other day. It was Edgar Winter Group, Alice Cooper, and Deep Purple. Oh my gosh. If you have a chance to go see this, you have to. It is the most amazing thing. Devlin, please give me your thoughts.
Well, let's start with the opener. Let's start with Edgar Winter. I had heard his songs before, but had never had a chance to see him live. And wow, he was amazing. He opened with "Free Ride," which is one of my favorite songs. Um, he, what I really loved about what he did was there was a seamless transition between instruments. He would go from keyboards to drums to sax to guitar, and it was seamless. There was no stumbling, nothing like that. It was just a seamless transition. It was really a great show.
And he was the one who told us that he put the straps on the keyboard so that he could go around, so that he wasn't tied to one place. And then he had the keyboard. It looked like it was down on his lap, and he had this big string around it behind his neck, a strap, so he could walk around and play the keyboards. Then he could stop and do sax, and then he could stop and do guitar, and he could stop and do drums. So it was absolutely amazing. He did do, as you said, Free Ride. He also did Frankenstein, which is another one of his big ones. He played for a good solid hour, and he did pay tribute to his brother Johnny, which was really nice, and he was really very kind about it. The audience was very receptive. The audience consisted of original fans. We did see some youngsters, some people looked to be in their 20s, and I didn't see a lot of small children. Did you?
I didn't see a lot of small children either, but I would classify them as like teenagers going into their 20s or 20-year-olds. I saw quite a few.
Yeah. Did you see? Well, I wasn't looking too terribly much at the audience, but I do try to see what's going on. Did you see a lot of people that appeared to be, say, in their 30s and 40s, or did it go from? I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure, but then again, I was soaking in because I had never seen Edgar Winter, so I was really focused on watching him and his interaction. Great interaction with the audience. He one time at one point this couple went up to the front of the stage, and he kind of got down on his knees and sang to them, and they kind of freaked out about that, which was really cool.
He was posing for pictures too. I think a lot of people came up and took close-up photos. Did you see that?
I think so, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but he was very audience friendly. He was very user friendly. The front section of the stadium was packed with original fans. The back sections seemed a little sparse in places, but it was a good concert, well-attended concert. So I liked him. I'd never seen him before. I, of course, knew the songs just because I heard them. I don't know how. I mean, Free Ride I knew, and I knew a lot of the others, but I could sing along. But I was really very impressed. He did a good job. He was very athletic. He moved around the stage really well. He was very musical. He chatted with the audience and talked about, well, this is where this song came from, and this is how I did this, and this is where this came from. And he talked about his brother. And so I was very pleased. It was a nice hour. Yeah. Then there was a 20-minute intermission.
Yes. And then came on Alice Cooper. Now, I have been a fan of Alice Cooper for a long time. Being a Kiss fan, you hear in Kiss interviews, they talk about how Alice Cooper was one of their biggest inspirations. And I saw Alice Cooper before when he performed, when he opened for Motley Crue on their final tour, which, for the record, I really want Motley Crue back. Even though I know that will never happen, I want them back. But I saw Alice Cooper, and my view was obstructed because I was near. If you saw the Motley Crue show, there's a moment where they go to another stage, and they do their song "Home Sweet Home," and it rises. And I was right in front of that at the venue I saw them, and I was like, I can't see Alice. So finally got to see Alice. Very pleased, very impressed. The Trash album was the first Alice Cooper album I purchased Poison was the first song I heard by Alice Cooper. I'm practically dating that album, the Trash album. It's one of my favorites. But I was really excited because this was Chamberlain's first time seeing Alice Cooper, and I was so nervous because I wasn't sure how she was going to react. Chamberlain, what were your thoughts on Alice Cooper?
Well, I was the one, if you remember, I thought Alice Cooper was Alice Cooper, and you were the one who told me that is a stage persona, and I did not know that. And so I was like, wait, what? Because I wasn't invested in this and I didn't spend any time. The only time I ever saw Alice Cooper was when he was Alice Cooper. And so, so now I have a completely different viewpoint because I've learned some things. I was surprised at how many of the songs I either knew or could follow along with. I was really, really impressed with the show. He came out and started singing and playing, did not stop and chat. One song to the next song, to the next song, to the next song, to the next song. He did not say anything to the audience until he was wrapping up his segment. He introduced the band and the members that were on the stage and thanked us for coming. But what I liked was he came out, he did his work. I was so impressed that I could sing along or follow along. The set was spectacular. The visuals were spectacular. The only thing, there's a really pretty girl there who needs to stop swinging her hair. Okay, it was fine at the beginning, but after a while, it was like, not again. Okay. But anyway, the whole thing, but she can play like nobody's business. She is an incredible guitarist and an incredible musician, but it got distracting after a while. But I liked when she came to the forefront or she got up on the set, because she was showcasing her talent. So she's very talented and I liked what she presented to us. I can't stop raving about this set, the whole concert. But this set, because I had such a preconceived idea of Alice Cooper, and it was not informed. It was not based on any knowledge. It was just judging a book by its cover, and that was not right. And so now I have a completely different viewpoint, and I am so grateful that we went and that show was so spectacular.
Yeah, me too. And for fellow Alice Cooper fans, just so you know, he does a wonderful there's a wonderful mix of songs from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and now he's got a new album out. We're gonna get that soon, and we'll review it. If you guys want that, we can do that. But it's a great collection of songs throughout his entire career.
The concert is.
Yeah, the concert is. His set list is I remember going, wow, he's doing that song and he's doing that song. Oh, he's doing that song. I remember.
School's Out.
Yeah, he did School's Out, which is one of my favorites as well. But again, it was great. It was great. He did Feed My Frankenstein. And it was, yeah, because I finally got to see it from the point of view that my view wasn't obstructed this time. So this time I could really gauge and watch, and I went, yeah, this guy is a showman. You definitely get bang for buck when it comes to paying for Alice Cooper tickets.
Did you notice there was one thing, and I noticed it during the Alice Cooper set, because he was on for about an hour and 15 minutes. Edgar Winter was a good solid hour, maybe a few minutes one way or the other, and because I was kind of watching, well, how long are we getting this? Because there were the 3 acts. And so Alice Cooper was on for about an hour and 15 or an hour and 20 minutes. And where we were sitting, we had a good view of the front section. And one thing that I noticed, and it struck me because I turned around to look at the section where we were sitting, and it, like I said, it was kind of a little more sparsely populated. But the people in the front were the true fans of all 3 bands. I did not see the cell phones and the iPads. These people were enjoying this concert and watching it and living it and investing in it. They weren't holding on. Now, the people in the section behind us, I saw some cell phones. I didn't see any iPads, but I saw some cell phones where people were recording. But the people in the front were watching and singing along and dancing and moving and swaying. And they were not caught up with the recording of it. And so I really appreciated that, because these were true fans who wanted to experience this concert for what it was. And so that I liked. Anything else about Alice Cooper?
I think we're good, other than go see him.
Oh my gosh, this was so incredible. I am so grateful that I went. I have such a different opinion and such an appreciation for the music that I didn't even know I had, that when I sat there and I was like, hey, I'm singing along with this. I know this song. I didn't even know I knew it. And so now I have such an appreciation. Okay, so then there was another 15 or 20 minute intermission. We thought people were leaving, but I think they were just going for a beer and bathroom break. Because I was like, wait, are all you people leaving? There's another group coming on. But they all came back. So the whole place filled up. There were some people who I guess just came maybe for Deep Purple. I don't know. But all of a sudden, that whole front section filled back up, and Deep Purple came on. Now, I knew a couple of songs, and I don't know, it's just like, you hear them, other people play them, and you go, yeah, that's okay. But they played songs that I knew, which was good. And one of the things that I liked, they were in it. This was the way I looked at it. I mean, all these years later from because I remember when they reigned supreme, okay, in their heyday, they were still as invested and playing for us the other night as they were all those years ago when they first started. They were incredible. They had all the enthusiasm. They had all the musicality. They were there. They were not phoning it in. What were your thoughts?
I agree. They had great. There was an energy there. You could tell they were really happy to be performing. I know this is like supposed to be their final tour or something like that. So, but you can tell if this is the final tour, you're gonna go for it, and they went for it. Great visuals, a great set list. For Deep Purple fans who are still curious, it great set list. Great energy, great visuals. They opened with Highway Star, and they had this great thing of like a rainbow traffic tunnel, and it was really freaky.
Yeah, that's something that I liked, because it added to it a little bit. It didn't detract or distract from it. It was just a little visual behind. And then they also broadcast on the screens on the side, where Alice Cooper didn't do that. Alice Cooper, you had to watch the stage. But for people who couldn't see the stage as well or needed that enhancement, they did broadcast on the screens on the side, so you could see up close and you could see them. But I never saw them before either. But I know who they were from their heyday, and they did a lot of touring and a lot of TV shows and everything like that. So I knew who they were, and I knew some of their songs. But if this is their final tour, I highly encourage you to go look online, go see them. It was well worth the time. It was a beautiful night. The weather played along with us, and it didn't get cold until the very end, but because we saw them in an outside venue. But the whole evening was really, really satisfying. It was musically energizing. It was 3 groups that covered a wide variety of years of music that goes back. And that's what I appreciated about this was it was a complete recap. I mean, I knew of them, I heard of them, and I knew songs from each of the groups. And I thought, what a satisfying experience to go see these 3 groups from the same era who did songs that I didn't even know I knew, or I know that song, but I didn't know who did it. So I am really very grateful and very appreciative to the groups and the people who put this on. Thank you all for a wonderful evening, and thank you for going with me.
Yeah.
But we cannot recommend this tour enough. Go see it. It is well worth the time and the expense. You will not be disappointed.
I agree.
Thank you very much. That's our broadcast for tonight. So we just looked at Edgar Winter, Alice Cooper, and Deep Purple. So if you have a chance, go see them. Thank you very much for paying attention. We'll get back to you as soon as we can with another podcast. Meanwhile, I'm Chamberlain Burke.
And I'm Devlin Burke.
We are The Real CD Show, and we thank you very much. Have a great one. Bye.